Hello YouTubers, RogueMonkeyJr here, and in today's video I wanted to bring you guys a complete vehicle guide for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So the way this video is going to go, it's going to be split up into 7 categories and 2 different types of vehicles. So we're going to have land vehicles and water vehicles. Obviously there's only one water vehicle, so that part's going to be pretty quick, but we're going to go through the land vehicles first. First category being the overall speed of the vehicle without boosting. So in the last place is the UAZ at 85 kilometers per hour, Dacia 88 kilometers per hour, Buggy 90 kilometers per hour, and the motorbike with sidecar 120 kilometers per hour. Now with boosting speeds, the slowest is the Buggy at 92 kilometers per hour, the UAZ at 99 kilometers per hour, and the Dacia at 115 kilometers per hour, with the motorbike having no ability to boost. Now please do keep in mind that these stats were taken in a relatively straight line and on pretty flat surface. So if you are off-roading with these vehicles, speeds might vary greatly. The second category is durability. Now this was tested using AKM with a full clip into the front end of the vehicle just for the sake of consistency. So in last place, so basically the least durable vehicle is obviously the motorbike, and if you put a full clip of the AKM in there, it will blow up. The third least durable is the Buggy. It's going to start flaming. The second one is the Dacia, which will still be drivable and still have a little bit of health left. And then the UAZ, which is the most durable out of all 4 land vehicles. So the next category is gas consumption. We're going to go from the vehicle that uses the most gas to the vehicle that uses the least gas. And note that while boosting, your vehicle may make you go faster in some situations, it will waste a lot more gas than just going at the normal speed and not boosting at all. So the highest consuming vehicle for gas is the UAZ. Obviously it is a Jeep. In pretty much the same position as the Dacia and the Buggy, they pretty much use the same amount of gas. It's pretty negligible, the amount that you would save going between the 2 cars. And obviously, the vehicle that uses the least gas is the motorbike, which is very good for going long distances or traveling around quite a bit without having to carry around a gas can. The fourth category is protection. Now, what I mean by protection is actually physical protection around you when you're inside the vehicle. So we're going to go from the vehicle with the least protection to the vehicle with the most protection, with some exceptions that you guys are going to have to keep note of. So just pay attention. So the one with the least protection is obviously the motorbike, because you have nothing around you. People can just shoot at you directly. After that, it's the Buggy. You still have a couple of roll bars that can kind of protect you, but the guy in the back is not going to be protected all that much. And then it's the Dacia, equivalent to the UAZ with the top on, because there is a UAZ or a Jeep with no top on, which doesn't really provide extra protection because it's an open Jeep. As for the Dacia and the UAZ, there is a physical carcass around you. The metal of the car will protect you from shots. When you're driving around a motorbike, you might not want to go drive through high-risk areas because it will be a lot easier for enemies to land shots on you. The fifth category is the number of seats available in each vehicle. So the one with the least amount of seats is the Buggy, only having 2, the motorbike having 3 seats when it has a sidecar, and until now there have been no motorbikes without sidecars, so keep in mind that when they do bring out motorbikes without a sidecar, it will be a 2-seater. The Dacia and the UAZ each have a total of 5 seats which you can switch through, and even 5 players can be in the vehicle at any given time, but you do consider that there's only 4-man squads, so maybe eventually we'll have bigger squads, but we'll have to wait and see. That's just some assumption. The sixth category is maneuverability and off-roading. So this is very hard to actually gauge in the game because you have such different terrain every time, and I did it in different situations and in different different areas of the map because half the time I would get shot out of my vehicle. I mean, it is very difficult to test these types of things in an open world where people can shoot you at any given time, but I'll just go at it. So the vehicle with the least maneuverability and is the motorbike. It is very, very, like, it's hard to control most of the time, and it only has a total of like 3 wheels, and it's kind of unbalanced because you have like the sidecar there, so it's kind of a little bit wonky. After that, it would be the Dacia. So it's not all that good for off-roading, but it's very good for flat surfaces and going in a straight line. It's great. And then it would probably be the UAZ, so it's a little bit better for off-roading and going up hills, but it's not very good for going into bumpy surfaces. And then it would be the Buggy because of its suspension, the way it's made as a vehicle, it's much better for bumpy roads and all that. And that brings us on to our 7th category, which will be the final one, stability. So the easiest vehicle to flip or to actually get thrown out of is the motorbike. Now, when driving with a motorbike, you have to be careful when accelerating, when you're taking jumps or stuff like that, or when you're going through bumpy areas, because it is very unstable and it can actually throw you off the motorbike and you can get killed instantly. And then it would be the UAZ, because seeing as it is a much higher vehicle, and by higher I mean there's more distance between the ground and the top part of the vehicle than for the Buggy and the Dacia. When you're going into a hill or something like that, or you're slanted, it's going to be a lot easier to tip over. After that would be the Dacia, which is pretty hard to flip because it is a very low vehicle. And then the Buggy, which is also an off-roading vehicle, so you're gonna have a much more easy time like driving through bumpy areas and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for the land vehicle part of the video. Now going on to the water vehicles, obviously there's only one, so I'm just gonna go through all 7 categories. So for speed, the speed while not boosting is 74 kilometers per hour, and while boosting it's 90 kilometers per hour. Durability is pretty much on par with the Buggy, so if you put a full clip of AK into it, it will start to be on fire. It will still be drivable, but you will have to be careful if people start shooting at you. And then gas consumption, it consumes a lot of gas, but most of the time you won't be driving the boat all that much. Just be careful if you're going like to the starter island with the boat. Make sure you bring a gas can because you might run out of gas. Protection, there's no protection. The boat is all open all around, so it's very easy for enemies to shoot you and you're vulnerable at range. Number of seats, there are 5 seats which you can swap to. Maneuverability and off-roading, obviously there's not much to say there. And stability, there's not much to say there either. Although maneuverability, you can maybe talk a little bit about it when you're jumping waves, or when there's a lot of waves on the ocean or on the water. It might be a little bit harder to maneuver, and seeing as a boat does float, that too adds to its maneuverability problems that you may have while driving the boat. So on top of all this, I just wanted to give a few tips and tricks for vehicles. There's a map online that ShatterNL has made for PUBG. I will leave a link in the description down below, but you can see it on screen right now. You can kind of see where boats spawn, where vehicles spawn, and where there are 100% vehicle spawns. And also, I've been told this, that all vehicles spawn facing towards the east area, so northeast, east, and southeast. So if you see a vehicle that's facing the other way, or that's parked towards the north or the south, that means that somebody has probably taken the vehicle, unless of course you are going to the said 100% vehicle spawns, which might not be facing east. But in general, if a vehicle is not facing east, that means somebody probably took it there, so you might want to be careful because enemies might be in the vicinity. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys found this video helpful. Also, while you're down there, be sure to hit the like button if you liked the video, the dislike button if you didn't, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.